That is not fog. That is smoke. So you see up there. Actually, you can kind of see it earlier in the morning. Yeah, that is not fog. That is all smoke. So in Duluth, it, yeah, so good news, it cooled down some. We had kind of like some air coming from further north. Bad news, now we have the wind coming from the north. And now there's been lots of wildfires this year. Like the Boundary Water's closed. A lot of stuff's closed anyway. So we're going to mostly try to stay inside on this smoky Duluth day. But maybe I will drive around a little bit with the air conditioner on. But everything. But later on. But I think first I'm just going to get some food. But anyway, yeah, this fly likes landing here. But yeah, here at a Smokey, we're going to try to do some stuff indoors, but keep to our plan. So here's our, for this 8th day, I believe, of this 30-day series, where I'm trying to at least do something that's kind of productive every day, I guess is the idea, you know, if you want to keep it short. And then, okay, and then here's our quaternity, divide, home, flow, and archetype, which is basically, without getting too much about how I came up with that, I'll just, you know, that's just what it is. It's kind of like this grid to try to analyze the thing. So first I have to kind of divide my day up into stuff like food shop, which is going to go, me and my dog, going to watch some popcorn, you give him a snack or something. And I'm going to watch this Incredible Hulk, the pilot, which I've been wanting to watch for a while. That's been kind of a theme I really liked. And I'm going to clean my room too. And then I'm going to do some music. And then I'm going to try to practice A Lonely Man. I'm going to try to learn that song by the end of the month. That it doesn't seem that hard, but if I don't like actually spend some time on it, it's not going to happen. But I've done some steps, but I really need to actually do some real actual practice of it. So get myself inspired with that. So anyway, you can build these mental connections. Yeah, maybe I wish there was a way I could make this look like a nice diagram, but different things though. So because when you clean, it makes you feel like you're at home. And then music is good because if it's abstract things, it also makes you feel at home because of it flows, and also can make you surround yourself with music. It makes you feel like you're home. Kind of when you surround yourself with the flow, it kind of makes you feel at home. That's my basic working theory as far as explaining this. And then, oh yeah, and then the archetype, this drifter, nomad archetype, and lots of you know, we say a lot about the different archetypal stuff in both music and in the Hulk. So anyway, I found a way to kind of connect a couple of my activities. I made a thing that my archetypal, my hero's journey going down to get a little bit of food, some popcorn is like, you know, the same as Columbus going to ocean blue, except I'm not there to try to like kill any natives. I like, you know, I'm against that sort of thing, or to take anyone's land, okay? Anyway, so not to get any political stuff, but anyway, so yeah, anyway, so that's basically about it. So I'm doing a couple of things that are kind of like connected psychologically in a certain way, and you know, at least if you can make some kind of connection in your mind psychologically, I don't know, I think it just makes things kind of go better. So let's go up to the store and get some food. Even down here, let's see. Yeah, so you can't even see down to the harbor. It's kind of, you can't, okay, but anyway, and I'm pretty sure there's no fog. I don't even know if there's any actual clouds. I think everything, all of this is just caused by there might be some clouds too, I don't know, but I mean, but it looks like all this kind of this hazy sky is basically all from the fire, it looks like. Actually, let's just go up this way, actually. Okay. Kind of, I mean, I know at least one, it looks like there was only a couple guys at that work site there, and I think my one friend said he was doing some construction that got canceled, and there might be a lot of businesses that got canceled, and yeah, it's I guess I wasn't even watching the news. I didn't even know this was going to happen. I was enjoying myself so much yesterday. I didn't know like today was going to be like the day after. You know, I don't know. It's like what's worth like that 90 degrees, so it feels a little nice. Yeah, just look at that smoke there. I guess what I could do is later on, if there's if I go out during the sun, it might actually produce like some nice views of like the sunset if I go out and anyway, yeah, this is Duluth, Minnesota. If you're new to this channel, if you haven't been here or been to this channel, yeah, we're basically kind of like really steep roads, kind of like you see in San Francisco. Now, as we get further up the hill here, we'll kind of get away from it'll flatten out, but. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna head up here. I don't know, the AI was telling me, recommending anyway, that if I guess if you're driving around your car to have it on recirculate, but I thought that new oxygen would come in, so anyway, I guess, well, whatever it is, I guess the more times like that air goes through the filter, I guess it does a better job, you know, so anyway, so, I mean, I'm not going to stay out real long, you know, I'm not going to, you know, and it looked like, I kind of looked at the map, and if there was any place I could drive like maybe an hour from here that was a way where you get out of the to some clear air, I was going to probably do it, but it looks like you'd have to drive pretty far, and then it might even, if there might be a few places now that are clear that the wind's going to shift. So I guess we're just going to go with this. See the haze up here a little better. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I guess we're not going to see too much more. I'm going to be up at the grocery store in a minute. Let's see, which one do I want to go to? I got the one that I kind of like to go to more than the one that's a little bit cheaper, but yeah. Okay, anyway, well, I didn't really film. There wasn't anything worth saying about the grocery store except for, anyway, now I'm back home. Got Sarge a lamb chop toy, which he likes. Maybe I'll give that to him a little later. First, after we eat a little food. Those lamb chop toys are actually like they're a little more expensive, but they're actually, as far as plush toys, they're actually made pretty good, because basically the problem is Sarge kind of destroys those plush toys pretty easily. So those ones actually usually last a little while. Okay, it's late in the day, and like it happened the other day, like, didn't really get a whole lot accomplished, but, did a little on the music. I trying to learn some of this part. I was mostly concentrating on trying to figure out the bass part, which actually is much harder than I thought. There's a lot of jumping around. I'm not used to it. I started putting like these numbers on it, because I think that's, I guess, my little bit of knowledge of sheet music, when I learn some stuff on the sheet music, usually like that is kind of necessary. So I got to first just kind of like on each part figure exactly how I'm going to do the hand, because you got to do it smooth. You don't want to just like move your whole hand over and stuff like that. I mean, and I was talking to the AI a little bit to give me some advice, but but some of the stuff it was saying it wasn't quite. But yeah, I think other than that, I guess it's mostly because it's like, at least in this first part, I think it changes. There's always like, at least for every like eighth note, there's something playing, and you can kind of see like, like it switches off while the other ones are being held down, except for like these rests. Anyway, something like that. That'd be, the way of kind of looking at it. Now I did finally hook up my cable here to record on Audacity here. So what I could do, maybe what I'll do here is I'll play a little on here, and then I'll see like what it sounds like, just recording it on my phone, from the air like this. Okay, I know this is kind of far away. If I put it up close, so it's not quite, it's kind of maybe being a little bit of like a, making it worse than it really is for like the air recording. But let's see. Okay, let's just do I'll do a pretty basic, if I can not screw it up once I get like on the once I get on the camera. Okay, so we'll just do like, this is a little bit of that I know of prelude and C major. We'll do it like on both like the air recording, and then we'll see what it sounds like with the Audacity. Have the Audacity to This 30-day YouTube miniseries is a psychological experiment using Jungian psychology to live better and experience more this summer. I'm not a psychologist, just a layman looking to apply Jungian principles of life. I'm starting with the idea that the unconscious mind is very smart and tells us things. And believing in this, I drove up to Hibbing, Minnesota, and I found that 4 locations in Hibbing, Minnesota corresponded quite well to 4 different principles called the Hibbing Quaternity. The first one is the Hibbing Ghost Town, which the characteristics is you feel the echo of the past as the wind flows down established paths. This represents unconscious voice being in the center of a moving circle, the mother archetype, home, center, castle, etc. Character I'm coming up with here to explain it is Nellie, the ghost sheepdog mom who circles the area, protects and guides. The Greyhound Museum has to do with travel and also the Jungian idea of beauty as a way of mentally feeling your way into physical objects and flowing into life in general, flowing beauty, mentally becoming part of the object. The character here I'm coming up with is Flows With It, which is a Native American cartoon character who has a magic canoe, finds all past, glides over, portage just flows into life. Now the ore pit, it represents all the smallness of the individual, abstraction, and the way to in making the world simpler, more understandable, connections, the beauty of symmetry, the beauty of maps, beauty of mathematics. And this is supposed to be Laser Nash. Doesn't look like him that much, but anyway, it's like John Nash with his cup sending out all these laser beams across, dividing the world, trying to find that order in the chaos from A Beautiful Mind, if you haven't seen that movie. Bob Dylan's Home, it represents stories, archetypes, wishing to become someone else. DJ Hat Trick, what he does is he gets people into the groove by putting different hats on and sending people into different paths. It's sort of like the way we do whenever we listen to a song, for example. Here's a simplified view of the Quaternity here that I'm going to be using for this 30-day adventure. And this is what it's going to more look like. I'm just doing a simple sketch that I'll put in the video and then just kind of explain it like on a notepad like this to make it simpler so I can get it done, so I can do a video for 30 days. And so subscribe to get all 30 of those videos.